Today, we're going to take an in-depth look into thought watching, or what I call witness thought transformation. It's the core of what we need to do to experience the awakening that I talk about. Hi, this is Dr. Mark Waller. I'm a licensed marriage family therapist going on 20 years now, and I'm here to talk about marriage, relationships, and the awakening that must happen if we're going to break out of the patterns that trap us in our marriages and relationships. Today we're talking about witness thought transformation. It's the method that I've learned, that I've discovered, that's very unique about how we wake one another up from the trance that we're in, so we can begin to battle the dance of the lion and the unicorn and experience the awakening we need to have in order to have successful relationships. Now, please subscribe by clicking the subscribe button, and the little bell icon will notify you when I have a new video. Also, if you want to support my work, because this takes time and money, please go to patreon.com/markwaller and become a patron and help me produce more of these videos that help more people. Well, as you'll see on the screen here, I've got a little diagram, and you can see here are the lion patterns and the unicorn patterns. So notice that the lion feels rejected. They feel like their perception is rather they're rejected. They feel like nobody cares, so they get angry, and the goal is acceptance or approval. Notice the goal is always the opposite of the perception. The unicorn, on the other hand, their perception is there's going to be conflict, so they get anxious or fearful, and then they avoid or withdraw. And the goal is safety, which is the opposite of conflict. Makes perfect sense. But notice on the left-hand side, this is all related to the voice in your head that sounds like you talking to you. In other words, our internal voice, that most of the time is being controlled by the monkey brain, is telling us what our experience means. In other words, we get our perception of what's happening to us in the moment it's happening by a little voice in our head that's telling us what is happening. So for lions, the little voice is saying, you're being rejected, nobody cares about you, this is awful, you're not important, you're not special. The unicorn's internal voice is saying, oh no, we got to get out of here, I'm in trouble, this is not good, I need to walk on eggshells. This commentary is going on in our heads all the time. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to post a link down below, and this is a very interesting video I discovered. Many of you have heard of Eckhart Tolle. Well, about 20 years ago, Eckhart Tolle wrote a big bestseller called The Power of Now, and it was really a breakthrough book. He was on Oprah, and Oprah did a whole series on him, and he's really the real deal. He had a legitimate awakening experience, and I'd known about Tolle for a long, long time, but a few months ago, I ran across this video where he describes in depth what happened the night that he had his awakening experience, and I realized, wow, it was exactly the same thing that happened to me, and I duplicate what happened to him in my practice with people, and I call it witness thought transformation. So let's go through it very briefly. All you're doing very quickly is waiting for the next thought to drift into your mind. So maybe the next thought is, oh, when I'm done watching this video, I'm going to go have Starbucks. Or I wonder how hot it's going to be tomorrow. Or maybe Saturday I need to get my hair trimmed. It's just that everyday commentary in your head. And what you're doing is you're taking a step back and you're just noticing or recognizing the fact that you're thinking. So notice the voice. What happens to the voice in your head when you merely observe it? Well, you'll find, if you don't make this real complicated, that the voice in your head just immediately disappears. That's the separation that Tolle is talking about in the video that I posted below. He has this moment of separation when he thinks, I can't live with myself anymore. All of a sudden he realizes, wait a minute, who am I and who is this self I can't live with anymore? And that brought about the separation that woke him up. We're doing the same thing by just noticing small, simple, everyday thoughts. Oh, my tire's low in my left front. I need to get more air in my tire. Oh, there's that voice in my head. So I just acknowledge that, and you'll notice you shift into the front of your brain to be the observer. This is where the observer is located. And the instant you make this shift, the voice in your head goes away. Eventually what happens is you realize, wait a minute, I'm still here and the voice is gone. That voice is not me. It's just a thought. And that's when the awakening occurs. Now there's several other videos on my channel that describe what the brain does and how this works. And I would encourage you to go look at those. But let me just caution you about two things that I find that people do often that, kind of trips them up. First thing they do is they make this way too complicated. This is very interesting and very easy. You just notice the voice and watch it go away. You don't analyze it. The instant that voice stops, that's the end of the exercise. There's nothing after that. You don't analyze it. You don't wonder where this is going to lead. You don't judge your thought, wonder where the thought came from. None of that is important. What's important is the separation that occurs when you observe that voice and it goes away. That's number one. Number two is they don't do this on simple everyday thoughts. Now, this stands to reason. I hope you understand that when you're noticing a simple everyday thought, it's very easy to experience the separation, isn't it? Boom, it's gone. But if you don't do it that way, and if you wait until you're upset, you're having negative emotional thoughts, you can't separate from those thoughts very easily. But this is the thing that happens to people. They make the assumption that the thought watching is something they're going to use as a solution to negative thoughts, and that's not what this is. So if you wait until you have a negative thought and you try to do the thought watching on that, it's not going to work because the thought is already got you by the throat and it's too late. So we're doing the thought watching on simple, easy, everyday thoughts. Give it a whirl. Give me your feedback in the comments below. And actually, if you have any questions on how to do this exercise, put the questions below and I'll be happy to answer it because this is very important. This is my life's work to set people free. And I have a passion for helping people do this exercise and experiencing the awakening that I've experienced. Always remember, you need to master your thoughts or they will master you. See you next time.